Hello guys, my name is FX and welcome to a game called Banished. This is a game where you take a bunch of exiled village people, not the band, but the people that have done, I don't know, they've just been banished for whatever reason, hence the name. I get it, Dave, no? Alright, so yes, this is a game, I was going to compare it to Age of Empires, but I don't think there is a game that we can compare it to, because in Age of Empires you need to battle other kind of territories and other people and stuff, and I don't think it's anything like that. I think it's just you and your people against elements and stuff, like nature, basically. So I think there's change of seasons that you need to worry about, not summer and spring, but you know, like winter and shit, like frost and snow and stuff like that. There's like illnesses that you need to worry about, and basically it's you against the elements and maybe animals. I don't really know. So from what I gather and what I hear from people, it's a very unforgiving and difficult game, which is why this is probably just going to be one episode. So we're going to start with the tutorial, and then we're going to kind of improve things from there, because this is the first time I booted this game up. I have no idea how to play it, other than click, drag, and drop. I don't really know much about it, other than the name's called Banished, and sit back, relax, and let's get started! Okay, tutorial. Welcome to Banished. In this game, you control a group of exiled travelers. Travelers, not village people. Balls, never mind. Who decide to restart their lives in a new land. You'll help them to survive. I have a pan that says it's gonna fail miserably. At any time during this tutorial, yes, alright, we can escape or whatever. Right, first, let's get familiar with moving around the landscape. You can move the camera around by pressing WASD. You can also move the mouse to the edges of the screen to move the camera. Try it now. Okie dokie, artichoke. You can rotate the view by pressing Q and E. Got it. I'm just going to try and skip through this as best as I can. Insert and delete, zoom in, but can we do that with? We can indeed do that with the mouse. You can change the pitch of the camera by pressing page up and page down. There we go. Nicely done. I know everything on the keyboard. All the keyboard's keys are configurable. Okay, whatever. Now that you're familiar with the movement controls, that was the friggin' easiest tutorial ever. It's time to start playing. The people you control. Here we go. We need 3 things to survive. I need to write this shit down. Shelter, food, and a way to keep warm in the winter. You might notice that some of the people have this icon floating above their heads. Everyone in their mother have, apart from Bambi's over here, has that icon floating above their heads. This means that the townsfolk don't have a place to live. You can provide the townsfolk with places to live by building homes for them. First, select the housing menu on the toolbar or press F3. Right, that one and then that one. Next, select the wooden house on the toolbar. Right, so we need to kind of put it like that, then do it. Is that what it's using? The mouse, using move the house thing. That's the one. Right, awesome. Tutorial. Placing a building will leave a footprint where it will be built. To get the townsfolk to start construction, you'll have to collect wood for the structure and the stone for the foundation. Right. How the hell does one do that? So you click that one, and you click that one. Using the mouse button, click in one corner of the highlighted area and then drag the mouse to the other end of the thingy-majiggy, the other corner. That's the one that my dumbass was trying to say. The townsfolk will herd and heed and head to that area. Oh, hello. Right, okay, awesome. That's the forest going down. Start removing rocks and trees. While they are busy, you can place a stockpile where the citizens will store log, stone, iron, and firewood. Select the storage tools by pressing that little button there, otherwise known as Brock Lesnar's finishing move, the F5. That one. And then we want to make a stockpile here. There you go. The townsfolk will move the harvested rocks and trees to the stockpile. Once there are materials in the stockpile, the people will move logs and stone to construction locations. While any townsperson can cut down a tree or move materials from one place to another, some jobs require specialized workers. In the case of construction, you'll need to assign builders. That kind of makes sense, doesn't it? So we are collecting the builder icon. Try to assign 2 builders by pressing the up arrow next to the profession or by typing it in the edit box. So we'll just do 2 like that. You probably won't be able to see that because of my fat head, but there's a little box thing where you can decide how many laborers, builders, farmers, herdsmen, blah, blah, blah people you have. The builders can now begin construction on the house. So I take it you're just basically assigning jobs to the people that we already have, and everyone else is going to be laborers. So we've got 8. No, we've not. It looks like we've got a hell of a lot more people than 8. I'm shutting up. The builders can now begin construction on the house. Just 1 house isn't enough, though. You'll need 3 more houses to give the other families a place to live. Once again, click on the housing tool by pressing this and then that, and then we'll make another one. Can you rotate it using... I don't need your bloody tutorial, mate. R and T to rotate and whatever. Place 1 more house. There you go. I did that. You can speed up time by doing this. And try getting used to modifying the game speed. You can slow down time, pause, resume, and speed up the resume. Okay, alright, whatever. What does that do? Reserve stone is low. Oh, well, you better mine some more then, aren't you, really? So, good news is we've not died yet. So, straight off the bat, when we start our first game, after the tutorial, we need to make houses first of all. So people, write this stuff down and remind me when I inevitably mess anything up. So we've got how many? 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, whatever. We've got quite a lot of people, is what my dumbass. And it's raining. Shit. We're gonna get soaked and damped on. Right. So there's a lot of people that I need to worry about. Can we go any faster? Oh, we can. All right. Never mind. So we're creating enough houses, and then after this, I guess we're gonna make farms and stuff. I don't know. I will be back in a minute. What's that icon mean? Great, you've built the houses for all the new townsfolk. That may have seemed like a lot of work for a few houses, but now you know how to build anything. Okay, to build any structure, place a building footprint. The citizens will clear the area and then collect enough resources to build the structure. Awesome, so I don't have to bloody worry about everyone. This is a bit low down here, Dave. The people are going to need food, otherwise they'll starve. They can acquire food in a variety of ways. They can hunt, gather, and fish, plant crops, grow orchards, or raise livestock. If the people are close to starving to death, the hunger icon will appear above their heads. Okay, I never want to see that ever. Since this town is nearby a river, nearby was ad-libbed, don't we know? The easiest way to quickly generate food is to build a fishing dock. Select food production from the menu, which is the apple one, and then the fishing dock. And then we need to place the fishing dock by rotating it like that. There we go. I am on this shit. Most buildings can produce food or other resources that require... Okay, probably should have read that, but never mind. Here we go. We need fishermen. That's what it's saying. Assign 4 fishermen. So again, we're on this. I don't know why I'm looking at webcam again. Hi. We're on the menu thing where we're just upping the 4 people to fishermen. There we go. You may notice this icon above some of the citizens' heads. Yes, quite a lot of them. This means that the workers you just assigned don't have a place to work. As soon as the finishing dock is complete, the fishing dock is finished, completed, whatever, they'll start working there and the icon will disappear. Okie dokie, you can close that window by doing that. And we will speed up time in the tutorial thingy, and then we'll be back in a minute, hopefully. Where's my clock? There it is. I found it. Wait, right. If you build roads, they will come. No? All right. People will move slightly faster as they move from place to place. Place roads by first selecting roads and bridges on the toolbar by pressing the wheel icon, and then that says dirt road. Awesome. Right. So, using the mouse, click and drag from one end of the highlighted road area to the other end of the highlighted road. Right. So, can we just go over here like this, and then whip it? And, no. What? Why can't it be placed? Why are you telling me to place something if I can't bloody place it, video game? Hey? Alright, there we go. So apparently you can drag and drop in an L shape. I didn't know that, did I? The same builders that construct buildings will prepare the road for use. After they perform construction, the townsfolk will move faster when traveling on the roads. Okie dokie, artichoke. We're going to do something with this. And this is the overview. Okay, again, you're not going to see that, so maybe if I can bring it over there. There you go, nicely done. This is the overview. You can see the amount of stored construction materials, food, firewood, clothing, and tools. You can also see current population, average health, hearts, and happiness stars, as well as the current weather. Beautiful. Well, we're sure as shit not in England, are we? When food and other consumable goods are produced, they need to be stored somewhere. Until now, the people have been placing everything in the cart that they arrived with. You can place a storage barn that can hold more. Okay. So this is where we're going to be storing all the resources. And that's the amount of stored logs. Awesome! Select remove resources by pressing the lumberjack icon. And then that one. And then, oh, great boogie moogoo. Okay. Remove resources. Did I do that? I don't know if I did or what. These people also need a way to stay warm in the winter. The easiest way to do that is to cut logs into firewood. To do this, you'll need to place a firewood cutter to work. Okie dokie, this is getting quite a lot complicated for my tiny brain. If the townsfolk are in danger of freezing to death, this icon will appear above their heads. Okay, that's another one that I don't really want to see ever again in my entire life playing this game. If they are overly cold, the people will return home or go to the closest one building they can find. Awesome, that's common sense, don't we now? This icon will also appear over homes that don't have any firewood available for heating. Now wait until the storage barn and woodcutter are built. You can use... Okay, we'll be back in un secondo. Okay, so the average health of the citizens is very good. I know this is only the tutorial, but you know, you do what you get given, don't you? The happiness is awesome. And we've got quite a lot of stock and supplies being built up. What does that mean? There are 3 citizens without homes. Oh shit, okay, maybe we need to sort that out in the next bit. 76 is the temperature. It's cloudy and sunny, possibly. I guess that's what it means. We're in Newsbury, and we're in late summer. Awesome. You can always assign workers by using the professions tool, but you can also change the number of workers when examining the details of a structure. Click on the woodcutter to build it, view the detail thingamajiggies. Right, okay, and then you can change it like that. Okay, right, assign one woodcutter. There we go. Nicely done. A worker will now start producing firewood. He or she will move the logs from stockpiles to the building and cut them out into firewood. The rest of the townsfolk will use the firewood to heat their homes. Awesome. That's just like a well-oiled machine, isn't it? I don't know why I couldn't say that then, but never mind. Now that the storage barn is built, the cart that the people arrived with is no longer needed. You can remove it and anything else you build using the destruction tool. So it's that one, and then it's that one. And then we can get rid of the blooming cart because we no longer need it. The workers will remove it. That's the thing. The workers will remove the inventory for the cart and then move it into the storage barn. Okie dokie. And in the meantime, we are going to fast forward time and then again be back in a second. We're getting through this at blistering pace. Okay, maybe not. Stop! Stop! Pause! Oh shit. With some maintenance and a little luck, a small town like this will survive for many years. The children will grow up, become workers, and have children of their own. New houses can be built and the town can continue to expand. If at any point you need help with something, okay, that's fine. That's how you learn how to play the game. I think we might have done it. Have we done it? I think we've done the tutorial. That means we're all on our own now, balls! Oh, no we're not. False alarm. Right, so this is the second tutorial. As a town grows, additional specialized buildings can help make survival easier. In this tutorial, you'll build work areas for blacksmiths, tailors, herbalists, and foresters. Place a blacksmith. Okie dokie, I can do that. Just gonna place a blacksmith place down here. And then we need to fast forward time. I'm beginning to see a pattern here. Next, place a tailor. A tailor is used to make warm clothes for the citizens. Okay. Ralph Lauren lives there, don't we know? Now place a herbalist or an herbalist using the mouse, just like that. Finally, place foresters in the village. Place the forester's log, just like that. And then now, what are we doing? We can change the professions. Sign one blacksmith. We need one tailor, one herbalist, and 3 foresters, just like that. And then we're going to speed up time and get the bloody hell out of Dodge. All workers need tools to efficiently do their jobs. If a citizen doesn't have a tool, the following icon will appear above their head. Right, okay, well in that case, I don't really see anyone right now with that icon, but never mind. Tools eventually wear out and need to be replaced, but the blacksmith can make new tools. Okay, click on the blacksmith building to do something. The blacksmith will use logs and iron to make new tools. Here you can use the inventory to see what the blacksmith has in storage for making tools. If you run out of materials, the blacksmith won't be able to work. Okay. Next, you can also control how many tools to make and put in storage by setting a limit. If the building isn't producing goods because the limit has been hit, the limit icon will appear over the building. Right. You can enable and disable work at a location by toggling the work button on and off. You can also change the product that the blacksmith makes. Using logs, iron, and coal, the blacksmith can produce steel tools that last longer than iron tools. Click on the tailor building to view its stats. During the winter months, townsfolk stay warm by occasionally returning to their heated homes. With a tailor, you can help the workers ward off the cold and stay outside longer by crafting better clothing. The tailor can use leather or wool to make clothes, or a combination of both to make the best clothing. If you run out of needed materials, the tailor won't be able to work. When this occurs, the following icon will appear above the building. Click on the herbalist. Collects herbs from the surrounding forest and will help the townsfolk stay healthy. Again, it's herbs or herbs. I don't know, whatever, never mind, it's a bigger fish. There's a yellow circle around the ground of the building shows that area the herbalist will search for herbs. Citizens need a variety of foods to stay healthy, such as meat, vegetables, fruit, and greens. If the townsfolk are not healthy, they are prone to diseases. That's another thing that we need to worry about, illnesses and diseases. Herbs collected by the herbalist, and herbs, and whatever, can be used to help keep the townsfolk healthy if their diet is poor. Herbs usually only grow near old trees. This is something to keep in mind when you place an herbalist's building. Click on it. There's a lot of bloody information to take in. Rather than consistently clearing areas to produce trees, firewood, whatever, blah, 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 the workers at the Forester's Lodge will manage the forest for you. Workers will plant new trees and cut down the old trees in an area around the building. That is genius! The yellow circle on the ground around the Forest Lodge shows the area that the foresters were working. You can enable and disable the cutting of trees. When cutting is disabled, no trees will be cut down. Right, so if you want to save it for a rainy day, then you can do that, I guess, and you can also plant it. You can also enable and disable the planting of trees. When planting is disabled, no new saplings will be planted around the building. Foresters will also remove rock and ore that is part of their work area to make room for the trees to be planted. So I presume we keep them. We don't just discard them, right? We'll keep them in the storage. By using these buildings, you can help make sure the citizens have tools, warm clothing for the winter, good health, and replenishable forests. To press the next tutorial, never mind that, I'm not reading that, I'm going to do it. I think there's about 5 tutorials, so we're on the 3rd one right now. Tutorial, and I'm going to sloop that over there so you can see it. Sloop and scoop. And then I said, whatever the bloody hell my dumbass said then. There are many ways to produce food for the citizens of your town. Hunting, fishing, or gathering can be also used to harvest food from the environment, or you can clear the land and plant orchards, grow crops, and raise livestock. Before food can be produced, you'll need to construct the buildings and create areas for food production. Okay. Alright, so this will be for my livestock, I guess, and I didn't even get it in the bloody square. Nearly said circle there, never mind. While the pasture is being built, you can place other buildings. A hunter cabin could be used to designate an area where hunters should search for wild game. Hunters need either open fields or forests nearby to effectively hunt. Right, so you do the R, just like that. Similar to hunters, gatherers search for collect food that is growing in the forest. Okay, so we'll collect. We won't collect, we'll use a gathering station thing. Farmers can work in the field and grow crops. There you go, that's the big one, innit? So we'll have the farmers market thing over there. And farmers can also work in an orchard that produces fruit and nuts. So we're going to make another one over there. I know this is the tutorial and I've not really done anything yet, but bloody hell, I am good at this game. The crop field is currently disabled as indicated by the following icon. Select the crop field by clicking on it, just like that. To enable growth of crops, you'll first need to select the type of seed to plant. You can acquire, but you can acquire them also. More seed types by trading with merchants at trading post. Select one of the crop types using the thingy, just like that. We may as well do corn, because why the bloody hell not? You need to assign farmers to work in this crop field. Increase the numbers to 3. 1, 2, 3, just like that. In the spring, workers will plant seeds in the field, and in the autumn, they'll harvest the crops. That kind of makes sense. You can direct them to harvest early by selecting the harvest button. That one. Okie dokie, artichoke. After planting, the yield meter will show how mature the growing plants are. You can, and can be used as a gauge to determine how much food will be produced. Okay, you can disable or enable that by just clicking that one. Like the crop field, an orchard is disabled until you pick the type of tree to plant. So we may as well go for an apple pear because I like apples, don't we know? You'll also need to assign farmers. Increase the farmers to 6. 1, 2, 3. On top of the 3 that we got, which makes 6. Mathematician whizzes out there. The farmers will plant trees and will grow over time. It may take several years for the trees to produce fruit. Bloody hell, that's really long. Can we not just put some miracle grow on it or whatever? Normally, farmers will harvest fruit in the autumn, but you can direct them to harvest the fruit early by pressing the harvest button just in case shit hits the fan and we're desperate. You can cut down all the trees in the orchard for wood, or you can, when you want to produce a different type of fruit. Okay, you can disable and enable and blah, blah, blah. After planting, the yield meter will be coming back on. Right, pasture thing. To enable use of pasture, you'll first need to select what type of animal to put in the pasture. We may as well just do sheep. And we need to move that to 2. It's kind of getting the gist of it now. 2. And if you want to move all the animals from this pasture into another pasture, you can press the empty button, which is that one, but we've not got anyone to worry about right now, and we've not got another pasture. If you want to split the herd in order to increase the number of animals, you can press the split button. This is getting more complicated as we go on. To do this, you'll have to have space in other pastures that can hold the animals. Okay, that's a story for another day. You can disable and enable work at the pasture by toggling the work button. Pasture isn't being worked, the animals will continue to grow. They won't reproduce as quickly. Okay, artichoke, and that is if there are too many animals in the pasture, the herdsman will slaughter them for meat. You can, all the vegetarians have just turned off now. You can control how many animals are kept in the pasture by changing the value of the slider. This allows you to quickly gain meat for food if the supply runs low. Click on the hunting cabin. Why don't we do that? Hunters will search the area around the hunting cabin in search of wild game. In addition to providing meat, hunting deer can provide leather, which can be used by tailors to make clothes. That makes sense. You can disable or enable the work thing at any time. You can control the maximum amount of food to produce. Once the amount of food of storage reaches its limit, the workers will cease working. Okay, so I need to keep an eye on that then, don't I? Gatherer's hut. Gatherers will search the area around the building in search of food that grows in the forest. As long as there is a forest nearby, gatherers can be a good choice as the first type of food production to be down. Okay, so maybe you start with that and then you move on, unless of course you're next to a bloody stream like this. Each building that produced its goods tracks how many resources are produced each year. Click on the production button in the resources menu. Produced. Current season fish 189, previous season 565. You are slacking, lad. Do we need to increase the people or just fire them or what? This previous season displays how much I bloody know that. We've got a hell of a lot less than we did in the first season. Last season, whatever. 7 seasons. Bloody hell, we are advanced. This is going to be a hell of a lot longer in the game that I'm going to get to. As the population grows, you'll need to expand food production to keep the citizens from starving. Produce a variety of food types will help to keep the citizens happy and healthy. Okay. So they need McDonald's and Burger King and KFC is what you're telling me. Variety is the spice of life, don't we now? Press the next button to exit the tutorial and we'll get on to the next one, which is trade and merchants. This is a hell of a lot complicated than I thought it was going to be. A trading post can be used to acquire new crop seeds, fruit seeds, livestock, food, and many other items. Once a trading post has been built, different types of merchants will periodically arrive with goods to sell. Okie dokie. A trading post has already been built for you. That's convenient for me, innit? Click on the trading post to build it and to view its detailed thingy-majiggy. Right, okay, bloody hell, this is complicated as shit. A trading post needs to be built on a river, if that makes sense, or on a lake that connects to the large river running through the town. If it isn't, merchants won't be able to get their boats to the trading post. Before you can make a trade with a merchant, you'll need to set up the stock trading post with the goods you wish to sell. Excuse me, that backfired. Any resource that has been produced by the town can be traded. Since this town has more tools and coats than it currently needs, you can stock the trading post with these. Set the desired number of hide coats to 100 by using the up or down arrows or typing in the editing box. We'll just do that because it's a hell of a lot quicker. Enter, and then set the number of iron tools to 120. Boop. And then the trading post needs workers that will move inventory from storage barns and stockpiles into the trading post. Again, that makes sense. Okay, now that you have some inventory to trade with, click on the trade tab to interact with the merchant. This particular merchant is selling chickens. Once you buy, I don't know, I'm sorry. Once you buy livestock, you can move it into a pasture where the animals will reproduce and provide the town with food. Increase the number of chickens, increase the number of chickens instead of in case to 6. Instead of doing the arrow thing, we're going to do that. Increase the number of iron tools and hide coats to trade until the total is enough to match the total cost of the chickens. Eh? What? Oh, right, okay, so we just do that then, don't we? Ah, just like that. There you go. Nicely done. Trade. There we go. You can now see the chickens you've bought in the fenced area attached to the trading post. If you have a pasture set up for chickens, they'll move into it. Since you've made a trade, the workers will start refilling the trade post's inventory. There you go. Where are me chickens? Ah, there are me chickens. Look at who's fan-bloody-tastic. Right. If you always want to buy a certain item from a merchant without interacting with the trading post, you can set up an automatic purchase. Press the purchase tab in to learn how. And then the purchase mode determines if and when the traders will make a trade for you. When the merchant arrives, like, I don't know, right, you can select the maximum number. Okay, we're going to move that back. Because, again, for the sake of argument, I don't want to click on shit because it's a tutorial, don't we know? You can set the maximum number of items to purchase in several categories. The traders will buy items of this amount as long as the trading post has enough inventory to cover the cost. Well, that's good. It means you don't have to keep coming back then, innit? If you've set up more than one item to be automatically purchased, you can change the priority of which items to buy first by moving the categories up or down. Okay. Normally, when a merchant comes to trade, they'll have a random assortment of goods. Rather than relying on chance to acquire the items you want, you can place custom orders with the merchants. The order mode determines if an order is being placed or if it is a recurring order. The available items even a merchant can bring will be displayed. To place an order, click on the highlighted items you want the merchant to bring during their next visit. So basically, you're just placing orders. This is awesome. Merchants have limited space in their boat, so if you order too many items at once, they may not bring them all. Items brought from a customer order will cost more than normal. Trade can be a great way to acquire items that the town is lacking or can't yet produce. This concludes the trade tutorial, and that is the end of all the tutorials. Great Google Moogle, I am definitely sure as shit on my own now. balls. And on that note, guys, I am going to leave that one there. So that was the tutorial missions done and dusted. I know there wasn't a lot of gameplay in that, like with yours truly and stuff, but I think it kind of sets up the series nicely now because we've got the tutorials out of the way. We all know how to play this game now, right? Kind of. There's a lot of shit to remember, man. I hope you wrote most of that down because when I inevitably need help, I'm going to come to the comment section and we're going to get through this together, right? Please. So, it sets us up nicely for a series. So, in the next episode, I will start a brand new game and the series is only going to be 2 videos long because I'm going to die within the first 15 minutes. But no, I've got good faith in this series. It's going to be interesting and it's going to be hard at times, but hopefully we can build a very good population of peoples, and hopefully we can survive past our first winter. Not promising anything, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. So that being said, thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you in the next video. Take it easy, guys. Bye, y'all.